Thanks for staying with us on Candid Chats on Silverbird Television this Saturday morning. Now, for many Nigerians living in South Africa, the fear of xenophobic attacks remains an unfortunate reality. Over the years, lives have been disrupted, businesses destroyed, and families left wondering whether enough is being done to keep them safe. Whenever violence erupts, attention also turns to the federal government's response, particularly its efforts to protect and, when necessary, evacuate affected citizens. This morning on Candid Chats, we would like to assess the ongoing evacuation operations, examine the challenges involved, and ask what more can possibly be done to safeguard Nigerians abroad. Joining us now is the spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Kimyebi Imomotimi Ebinfa. Good morning. Good morning, and thank you for joining us today. Hello, Mr. Ebinfa. Can you hear us?
I can't hear you clearly.
Oh, but we hear you loud and clear, so we'll try and work on that from this end. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, great. So we're just going to dive straight into it. Now, xenophobic attacks in South Africa have resurfaced over the years. It's nothing new. How would you assess the current situation, and what is the Nigerian government's latest understanding of the real threats facing Nigerians in that country? Did you get any of that?
South Africa has experienced different waves of xenophobic attack. The current one, I think, started a few months ago with a deadline given by two major groups, the March for March and Operation Dudula, telling foreign nationals to leave the country before the 30th of June. That foreigners are taking over their jobs. There are a lot of undocumented immigrants in the country, and they want them to leave. So there have been protests. First, it was a spontaneous weekly protest, and the deadline was given that after the deadline there will be massive national protest, and that has been going on since the 30th of June. That is the more comprehensive protest so far. Some foreign nationals have been unfortunate to be attacked by these groups. Businesses have been destroyed. Some persons, unfortunately, have also lost their lives. But I wish to put it on record that no Nigerian has been killed as a result of the protest. Fine, we have lost lives in the past, let me say, 3 months. I think about 4 Nigerians have died under different circumstances in South Africa. The most recent is the killing of a Nigerian by unknown persons outside a shop in one of the provinces in the country. So we are concerned about the safety of our nationals living in South Africa. So the Nigerian government decided to activate voluntary evacuation when our citizens signed up with the request. So far, so good. We have operated 3 evacuation flights, and we have brought back a total of 859 Nigerians from South Africa. We are still expecting 2 additional evacuation flights in the next few days, and our concern as a government is to guarantee the safety of our nationals living outside the country. We are strongly interfacing with the South African authorities to guarantee even the safety of those that will not be returning to the country, those that have decided to stay back in South Africa. So we are only evacuating the vulnerable ones that have signed up to return to the country. And so far, so good. I think we are doing good in that regard.
Mr. Kimbi, during the last operations, there seems to be a lot of frustrations and delays taking our citizens from South Africa back to Nigeria. There were also talks about delay in payments to the charter planes as well. Why does it seem that every time we have situations like this, challenges like this with other countries, Nigerians do not react as swiftly as they should. And then monies are always owed. Why is this always the issue?
Yes, there were delays in the process. It had to do with logistics, both from the Nigerian side and also from the South African side. No evacuation flights are special flights, but you have to file in the necessary documentation to get the clearance for landing permits, as the case may be. So the logistics was both from the two sides. And again, I think for the past two flights, the flight that arrived, I think on Monday, and also the flight that arrived on Friday, Tuesday and Friday, I think so. Those two flights, the aircraft arrived South Africa, I think around 12 midnight, but it was only cleared to leave around 5:30 to 6 a.m. in the morning. So there was, we've experienced the average of like 5 hours delay period. Fine, since it's a special flight, boarding arrangement, immigration concern that the case may be might cause some delays, but also there have been reports by our mission in Pretoria that they've witnessed unnecessary delays by the border management authority in South Africa. So we'll take that up with them. As we speak, I think I've been informed that we have more than 200 Nigerians that are accommodated in the High Commission, but some of these Nigerians, because of the ongoing protest, have decided to leave their accommodations, move with their luggages to the Nigerian High Commission, and we can't send them back. They are our nationals. We have to provide necessary support for them with sleeping materials, refreshment items, as the case may be. So the mission is up and doing in that regard, giving everybody a sense of belonging. The commitment is that all those that have signed up, indicated interest to return to the country, will be evacuated to Nigeria. Yes, there have been different talks in the media space that Nigeria need to have taken more drastic action against South Africa. But don't forget that even if we're evacuating, we are not severing diplomatic ties with South Africa. Nigeria has played a very crucial role in the continent in fighting for the freedom, independence of other African countries, supporting different governments in different parts of the continent. We strongly believe in promoting African unity. We strongly believe in promoting collective development in the continent, as the case may be. So we'll not relent. We'll continue to play that role. Despite the calls for more drastic actions against South Africa, it's not that we don't have the capacity to do that. It's not that we don't have the resources to activate that. But for now, we'll do the part of peace to see how Nigeria and South Africa will sit together to address issues that are of mutual interest between the two countries. And again, for the call for compensation, it is true that the Nigerian mission have started documenting businesses or properties that Nigerians are leaving behind because they feel they are not safe and they are leaving the country. But one thing is clear, you can only press for compensation for Nigerians that were living legally in South Africa, because there are two categories. There is the category of Nigerians that have all the legal requirements, legal documentation to live in the country, but because of the protests, constant molestation, abusive words being meted out to our nationals, derogatory statements, as the case may be, they feel they are not safe and they want to leave. So there is also the category of Nigerians that were living illegal. And now even that category too, there is a concern raised by our mission that some of them applied for documentation, but they were systemically denied or delayed by the respective offices that are responsible for that. So in the process, while waiting to be regularized or legalized, the period expired, and they were now conceived as undocumented or illegal immigrants.
Okay.
Considering the border, the distance.
That's quite enlightening. You're going to hold on for us for a bit. We have a report that I would like to play from the studios here showing the return of some Nigerians who were evacuated by the federal government from South Africa. We'll be back to continue with the conversation right after that.
The stage we are now is the stage of readmission under the ROQ model. After this readmission, we are taking them back to Edo, and most of them who have been traumatized, who have been worried because of this xenophobic attack in South Africa, will be taken to Edo and rehabilitated.
I want to thank Mr. President for this wonderful opportunity. He has shown, to an extent, he has shown love for bringing us back home. And
it's because of politics, number one. Number two is hatred. Hatred is involved against Nigerians. Because the reason why I said is hatred, all the blacks, foreigners in South Africa, they call them Nigerians.
Welcome back to Candid Chat. Mr. IBFL, we still have you on the show. All right, thank you for staying with us, sir. Because of time, I'm just going to ask you this question, and I'll need your response in just 1 minute. Now, Nigeria and South Africa are both members of the African Union. Did Nigeria seek interventions from the African Union before the 30th of June deadline that was set by the anti-immigration community in South Africa, or was the response from Nigeria just a bilateral one with the South Africans?
Nigeria has not officially approached the African Union regarding what is happening in South Africa, but have made calls that it should be looked into. It should be addressed at the level of the African Union. Ghana was the first country that have written officially to the African Union to make the xenophobic attacks in South Africa an agenda item in the next African Union Summit. And the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Ambassador Shola Enekolaye, had a meeting with the African Union Peace and Security Council earlier this week, and he made the call that an African Union should consider placing the item as for discussion at the level of the African Union. The concern is this, bearing in mind the enormous resources that different African countries place at the disposal of South African, especially the ANC during the fight against apartheid, bearing in mind the financial contribution of countries like Nigeria, the human sacrifice, all what we did to help them in the fight against apartheid, it is of great concern to the federal government that Nigerian citizens have been molested. Nigerian citizens have been described in a derogatory manner in the streets of Durban, Soweto, Pretoria, or Johannesburg. It's not acceptable. We've also had calls whereby some of the leaders of the protests will make statements that Nigeria gave money to their former leaders, Nelson Mandela, Thabo Mbeki. They should go back to meet them to collect their money. I think that is very, very condescending. That is not acceptable. Okay. That is, we expect the South African government even to issue a strong statement to condemn actions or cultured statements coming out from some of their nationals, but we have not seen that so far.
Okay, I'm so sorry I have to cut you there real quick because, like Ife said earlier, under 1 minute, please. One of our viewers online would also like to know, why couldn't the Nigerian government send military transport aircraft to collect the stranded Nigerians? Why couldn't the Nigerian government send military transport aircraft to collect the stranded Nigerians? Our viewers want to know.
I didn't get your question, please.
Our viewers would like to know why the Nigerian government couldn't send a military transport aircraft to collect the stranded Nigerians in South Africa.
Military aircraft? Yes. To bring back... Why didn't we go with the military aircraft to bring back our nationals? Is that the question?
Not an option.
Yes. Yes, that's the question.
Is that the question?
Yes.
Military, no. You can't deploy. Okay, we have the C-30s. Our military has military aircraft that they use to move troops, as the case may be. But we are not in the season of war. And even the sitting arrangement in the military aircraft, because it's a specialized aircraft, it would be as comfortable as regular flights. So that is why we decided to partner with airpeace that have been supportive to the government in previous evacuation exercises. So it's not you don't need to just show strength by deploying the military aircraft.
Okay, we
But
hear you.
how many persons can you bring back at a time? What is the capacity of the aircraft? I think those are the things that matter, and not just showing strength by deploying your military aircraft.
We hear you, Mr. Ibinfa, and we thank you very much for your time and the insights you've given us on the efforts of the federal government in trying to evacuate Nigerians from South Africa. Thank you so much for your time and attention on Candid Chat this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.